flashy hands. They are not an accurate representation of who I am as a person. I need Jonathan Strong Arms Daddy Majors to oil these bad boys up for me, for they look like I am half polar bear. Anyways, this is none of y'all's business. God bless.
Hi y'all, I'm back on my bullshit. I feel like I haven't did that in an eternity. Okay y'all, so today I'm going to be talking to y'all about Lovecraft Country. This has spoilers in it, so if you have not seen the show, then you should go watch that show because I highly recommend it. But I do have some things to get off my chest in regards to this show. Okay, look, here's the thing. Lovecraft Country is a show starring Jonathan Majors and Journey Smollett Bell, right? So it's basically a mixture of monsters, magic, and witches during the time of segregation and Jim Crow and all of that stuff. So 1950s.
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
So it's bound to be crazy because just the 1950s in general was crazy for black people. Yeah, that's pretty much the best description I could give because so many things transpired. They only have one season. It is on HBO. I watched it on, I have DirecTV. I just watched the whole thing on there and it was really good. However, I have some things about the show that y'all may not agree with me on, so that's why I'm doing this video. First thing, I don't like Ruby ass. Ruby can go kick rocks. I understand why her character is necessary. I feel like her character showed how some black people may have been thinking during that time, because to me she was like borderline Uncle Tom. Like she wanted to be white. Period. I don't think she loved herself. I think it was a lot of racial self-loathing going on and she wanted to be white. I was talking to my best friend and she watched the show as well, and she was like, I just hated that Ruby had to be a dark-skinned woman. And I was like, I think they did that shit on purpose though, because like I just said, you know, that's racial self-loathing or whatever. And the fact that they made her a dark-skinned woman and she wanted to be a white woman is like all the more reason, because when you think about it, look, you're already a woman, so you're already like at the bottom of the totem pole, then you're black, and then you're dark-skinned too. Like they got it the worst out of the worst. Like it was still bad for black people in general, but what I'm saying is at least if you're light enough, black women could pass for a white woman, you know what I mean? She was dark, she was a woman, and she was black, so it only makes sense for her to be dark and be the sister that wanted to be white, because she gets the worst of the worst. So it makes sense that she hates herself more than the average, you know, more than other people, so which would cause her to do some of the things that she was doing. So that only makes sense to me. So that's what I mean when I say I understand Ruby, but no, I don't like Ruby. Ruby don't even like herself. I don't like Ruby. Hell, her sister was the only person that liked Ruby, I think. I don't even think the white lady liked Ruby. Hell. So I understand why her character was necessary to bring out those kinds of black people in that era, but I feel like she just got on my motherfucking nerves. Like it was like sleeping with the devil. Like it was just dumb to me. She's the reason why Atticus got killed. It was kind of like, okay, it was kind of like she wasn't the reason, but if they would have, like the white lady said, if they would have left Ruby out of it, like Atticus would have executed his plan properly. She wanted to be white and some more stuff. I don't really think she feels sorry for Emmett Till dying. Like I think the white lady read her spot on, which is how she was able to kill her or put her in a coma. And yeah, I don't like Ruby. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or what, but because I heard a couple of other people don't like Ruby either, but I don't care for her.
I said what I said.
Number two thing, at first I didn't like the daddy, but then watching the second to the last episode, I understand the daddy. And once again, I feel like his character was necessary. A lot of the times, people are frustrated because we feel like when I say we, I mean black people. Black people be feeling like, why does every character have to be homosexual and all of that stuff? But, and you know what, I see that standpoint. However, I do, once again, I do feel like, sorry, somebody said to me, I do feel like his character was necessary too, just because there were people that were homosexual that were black back then, that had to hold in their sexuality and hold in their truth and all of that stuff. So it's just good to see different perspectives like that that were shown. Like, it's really, the characters are really deep in this show, and they really have a lot of layers to them, which I can really appreciate as for somebody that went to school to do performing arts, to do drama, to do acting. So I could really appreciate the layers from these characters. So yeah, once that episode came, the second to the last episode, I was like, oh my god, like everything just started making sense. Like everything made sense to why he was the way he was, why he was so hard on his son, why he was so trying to be like macho all the time, why he was so, I don't know, just angry. So it all just made sense. So I actually kind of liked the dad, and you really got to see towards the end, like when they kept saying Atticus was gonna die, you really got to see like the love that he actually had for his son. Like you can really tell that even though he may not have been his son, that he really did treat him like a son. Like he really loved him like it was his own son, even though it wasn't necessarily shown in the proper way. Now, this is the kicker. This is what y'all probably not gonna agree with me about. As much as I loved Lovecraft Country, as much as I was so sad that it went off, because I watched it in its entirety, I honestly feel like if they don't have a season 2, that would be okay with me. First of all, the whole thing felt like a movie anyway. The whole thing felt like one like elongated movie. It didn't feel like a TV show. It felt like a movie. So that's one thing. And then number 2, I just don't see how they can really move on with the story. I mean, I see it because it can go anywhere. It's monsters, witches, and ghosts and all type of stuff. You know what I mean? It can go anywhere because of those things. But I kind of feel like the story has already been told. Like, where are we gonna go from here? Atticus already saved his family. They solved the problem, the main problem. They got magic away from white people. So I'm just confused as to like where the story is gonna go. What point of view are you gonna tell it from? Are you gonna tell it from Letty's point of view now? Are you going to switch point of views? Are you gonna tell it from like the son's point of view? Are we gonna see the son like grow up? Are we gonna see how black people is now starting to incorporate magic? Like, what are we gonna do? Either way, none of it is as interesting to me as what I've just seen. So to me, it's like, what are you gonna do? And even if you bring Atticus back, it's like, what is his point now? Like, what is his purpose now? What are we gonna see? We're just gonna see him raise his son? Like, what are we gonna see from him? The only way they can really bring him back is through flashbacks and stuff like that, or future. I don't know. I was gonna say future backs. That doesn't make sense. But future stuff. And it's like, how when he dead? Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay, honestly, with, I'm at peace with the fact that Atticus died. I didn't want him to die. I was hoping it'd be another solution or alternative or whatever. But he dead, he gone. And when I first watched it, I kind of cried. But then I started thinking about all the stuff I'm telling y'all about, and I'm actually at peace with the fact that he is no more. And you know, a lot of people live and die without a purpose, and he knew he didn't want to die, but he knew what he came to do. Like, he knew what it was, and he accomplished that mission, and now his family could be at peace, and he saved a lot of lives. So if he had to sacrifice his one life to do that, then he was at peace with that, and I'm at peace with that too. But yeah, I really don't see where else they can go to the point where it can interest me like that whole season did. I'm not saying that means that I'm not gonna watch it or anything like that, but it's just gonna be like, like, Okay, where do we go from now? Like, where do we go from here? Those are my unpopular opinions of the show. I really love the show, really appreciated the show. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. I think Misha Green did an amazing job getting that off the page into the visual, into the physical. I think she did amazing. I think everybody did amazing, and that's really a show that you don't never get to see, like, black people meet sci-fi like that. It was just really intriguing and really fun and really hard to take your eyes off. I just really appreciate her doing that, and it was lit. Rest in peace to Atticus. Oh my god, wait a minute, I just want to say one more thing. Atticus' arms, oh my god, Atticus' body, I just want him to hug me. I just want him to I just want to see a little razzle dazzle, period. Okay, I'm done. If you like this video, if you agree with what I said, if you don't agree with what I said, please like, comment, share, subscribe. We could talk about this. We could work this out.
Let's talk about this, right? Let's talk this out.
You know? So thank you for watching as always. Bye.